one of the crazy things that we're actually seeing is within the black community, as black men are walking away from this community. Tyrone is furious that he's going to have to take accountability for the things he's done, as black men are turning his back on him and the black community. And we were, I was talking with MK Fitness earlier about this, how this is going to create some serious disparities for Tyrone, because now the focus is on him. He's not going, black men are no longer going to play this whole step up dad thing. They're no longer going to be step up dads. They're no longer going to they're no longer going to clean up the mess of Tyrone, of Chad, of Ray Ray and Pookie, of Miguel, Enrique, and Little Pancho. And I bring up the Hispanic men because they need to. I love the Hispanic community. I lived in Mexico for years. I absolutely love Hispanic women, but we have to call out the toxic men that come out of these communities. Just like you have toxic men in the black community, the white community, you have toxic men in the Hispanic community as well. And we have to recognize that these men these men are just brothers from another mother. They have been tormenting and terrorizing the black community alongside Tyrone, Ray Ray, and Pookie for decades. They have been running wild. Let me tell y'all something. You would be shocked how many black people speak Spanish. I never knew this. I'm absolutely shocked seeing all these like more and more black people speaking Spanish, and you're like, oh, Rosetta Stone. It's not Rosetta Stone. They grew up around Hispanic people. They have Hispanic relatives. Okay, listen to me. You guys do not seem to realize how many children these Hispanic men, how many Hispanic children, Miguel, Enrique, Pancho, have fathered in the African American community, and the problems it's created there. So they need to be called out, and it needs to be acknowledged. Now, I received a message. I received a message from someone who was absolutely furious about a video I posted where it was basically talking about making fun of how the black community is constantly raging at anyone who calls out the things happening in the community. And this related to MK Fitness a bit, because they were furious about a comment that MK Fitness even posted on the video. And he said, "How dare you? I've been noticing how disrespectful you have been getting lately. Really, bro? You are depicting black men and black people as a joke more and more. Now, keep in mind, more than half of my subscribers are black men. Now you have the audacity to allow the N-word in your videos." It was a video where from a guy, content creator named Trey Rags, that was making fun of the black people warring on the internet, and saying that you need to respect black women and blah blah blah. Anyway, that is extremely disrespectful, and it's taking away from men. Despite so-called black people using the word, you should show some respect to yourself and edit out or censor that word. The reason why this man is so furious and so scared is literally because it's shining a light upon these people, because he's one of them. He's 100% one of these people, and they're absolutely furious. They're absolutely furious that the line is now being shined upon them. The black guys are abandoning these terrible communities, walking away from these communities, saying that they're no longer going to take care of some other man's kid. They're no longer going to be the cleanup crew for these people. They're going to leave the fires burning, and the focus will now fall upon Tyrone and Ray Ray and Pookie and Miguel and Enrique and Little Pancho, because they need to pay their fair share. And if we look at the comment, like, this was the video that he was furious about, and the title. Let me get these off the screen so you guys can see the whole thing. Was "Thugs are furious that black men don't want black women," and he was so angry. He said, "This is the screenshot he sent to me where he was raging," and it says, and of course MK Fitness said, "Who gonna pay child support and take care of my babies?" And he was so angry about that. He was furious about that because what's happening is that the cleanup crew is gone. The cleanup crew is walking away. And without these men there, the focus is entirely on these evil, horrible individuals that have done so much damage and created so much disparity in this community. And MK Fitness, we were talking before the stream started. You made some interesting points. You brought up you talked about how these men are going to be targeted by the government, and how the government is going to, for example, have access to their DNA. And I'll let you, because you were the one who said this, so I'll let you illustrate that better. But how the government is going to start tracing these men down to get that child support and hold them accountable. So I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. First, let me just say, in regards to the black community, the educated black men are the passport kings. Educated black men, they talk about their own communities. They make fun of their own communities. Uh, and I watch a lot of uh, black channels, black YouTubers, black passport kings, and so I just want to iterate. There's a difference, right? Here in the Philippines, a lot of the men, the black passport kings here, are extremely educated. They do their research before they travel. They even learn the language. They're even starting businesses over here. So, in regards to that, there is a difference between the Pookie Ray Ray and the educated black man. All right, there is a huge difference, and the educated black community knows there's a difference. So, anyone who's saying, you're being disrespectful or we're being disrespectful, we're just observing reality, right? And we're just commenting on it, just like everyone else does in the world. Just like I always say, the Filipino women here, when they see the black women on TikTok making their crazy videos, they're laughing at them. All right, it's entertainment. So that was just my disclaimer I wanted to make, because I support all of my brothers, regardless of race. We're all in this battle together, and we need to be working together as we have been here on the internet in the Manosphere. And the black community is a huge supporter of Passport Kings, the educated ones, and that's all I want to say about that. Anyways, back to the point, the question about the Pookie, the government coming after Pookie and Ray Ray. So what we have here is we already have a mass exodus of men leaving the country, leaving the West, right? So there's already a statistic that came out a few months ago that said about 900,000 passports have already been were given out last year. And we can assume that was a few months ago. So probably about 1 million passports last year, for the whole year of 2023. So you got some donations. Did you want to read those comments?
Yeah, so thank you to Julius Carver for your $5 super. And then thank you to Calvin King for that $4.99. He says, I'm one of the subscribers to Angry Guy. Keep doing what you're doing. 100,000 and beyond, mother effer. Hashtag MWA. Thank you so much, brother, for the support. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. Please go right back to your point, MK.
All right. So we already have, like I said, they said 1 million. They said 900,000 passports were given out last year in the United States alone. That was a few months ago. So I'm just going to round that up to about 1 million passports for the entire year as we end up the year in the next couple of days. So 1 million passports have been given out. We can only assume. I'm making the assumption here. I'm going to acknowledge that I'm making an assumption, and say that because of the rise of Passport Kings on YouTube and on the internet, that has encouraged a lot of men to go out and get their passports. So a lot of men are either have already left the States, or they are planning to leave soon. So we already have that. So women no longer have access to those men's money. The government no longer has access to those men and their assets and their money. So where are they gonna? And then we know the men that are not leaving the States are not getting married. Like, no one's getting married anymore. That's why the new Into Part 2 is the new wealth transfer, because they can't get money through divorce anymore because no one's marrying them. So, but the government still needs their money. And even though lots of channels have discussed it in the past, I think people still don't understand how child support really works. All right. So the government basically takes out a loan from the state government takes out a loan from the federal government for the entire amount of your child support throughout the 18 years that you're going to have to pay, right? So it could be, $500,000 in child support that you're going to have to pay. So the state government takes that out as a loan from the federal government, which is why you go to jail for not paying it, because the state has to pay back the federal government. So they take that money out as a loan, so they can do whatever they want to do with it. I don't know, fix the roads or embezzle it or whatever.
Wait, okay, dude, I'm confused because I did not know any of this. This is all news to me. Wait, so the state takes out a loan. You're gonna have to go back because most men don't know this. I didn't know this. The state
Yeah,
takes
that's
out
what,
a loan from the federal government.
exactly.
Why
So
do they do this? Why are they taking out a loan in relation to child support?
this is it's just how they get money to do whatever they want to do for the city or for the state. So because they're going to get the money anyway. So instead of them waiting for you to pay your child support every month, what they do is they go to the federal government and they say, okay, we got this guy on child support. He's paying $1,000 a month, you know, and so that's 12,000 a year, however much that comes out to 18 years. And they say, look, this guy's on the hook anyways, so just give us the entire sum for the 18 years, and we're going to pay it back. As the guy pays his child support back, then the state pays back the federal government for the loan. I don't know why they do it. I'm just saying this is how it works. A lot of people
Holy
don't know.
cow! I didn't wait a minute, dude. So that means that when the state is paying these women child support, the reality of it is that they've already taken out a loan for those funds they're essentially guaranteeing using the money that they'll be extracting from this man, which is the reason why they're gonna go so hard and throw these men in jail because they need to get that money.
Exactly. That is why you go to jail for not paying your child support, because the state is indebted to the federal government for the child support. So, and they've already spent it, by the way. As soon as they get it, they spend it on whatever. They probably embezzle most of it, but they spend it, or they raise their own salaries or whatever they want to do. The money's gone. It's basically another kind of like a social security scam. Like the money is gone. It's spent, right? The only way it's getting paid back is if that guy has to pay it back. Right? That's why you go to jail. It's the only debt in America that you go to jail for.
Dude, so this is news to me. I can't believe this is true, but it makes perfect sense. So this is another thing. Like, for example, if a man finds out that the child wasn't his and he's been paying child support all of these years, he can't go back to the state and say, I want all of that money back. They argue that no, if they did that, then it would hurt the child, but that doesn't make any sense. That should be between the state and the woman. However, it
That's
doesn't work that
exactly
way.
That's exactly why they don't want DNA tests, because they know that they cannot give you the money back because they already spent the money and they already owe the money to the federal government. The money's not there anymore. That's why they don't care about the DNA test. They don't care if the child's not yours because they don't even have the money to give it back to you. And they don't want to, even if they don't want to give the money back to you, right? They're just getting free money from the government to raise their own salaries and do whatever they want with.
Just to reiterate, if you're enjoying the content, help us get to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't. Turn on notifications, never miss another video again, and like the video. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And you ready for it, bro?
Cheers.
Cheers.